of the film, of someone supporting this woman's dreams, especially towards the end when the two DH, the friends who were hilarious, were talking about how, women, especially in the Philippines, we see this all the time, right? Women, our women are always sacrificing so much for the family. And this is the theme that I hope that we get a chance to chat with Kathy and Carmi here, just about how much sacrifice is involved, and when do women, I'm thinking about my mom, I'm thinking about my titas and my lolas. I'm just giving my commentary here on how much I love this film. I'll sit here with both of you. Yeah, how much they've sacrificed for our family to bring them here to Canada. Before we got here to Canada, my titas were living in the Middle East, in different parts of the Middle East, to earn a living. And yeah, I wonder, and I think often about what would their lives be if they really got to choose for themselves, And so I think for me, I never take for granted my life and the kind of work that I get to do, and living here in Canada, and the privileges that I have, to choose what I want to do. Working in film, working in the arts, that's a dream, for many Filipinos. And so thank you for bringing this film to us. I wanted to ask why that subject matter with the DH workers. Why now? Hello. No, I think you need this.
Yeah, I think this is for the recording, is it?
Hello.
Hello? Yeah. How did, actually, the research about the new OFWs, especially in Hong Kong, was a year before pa, it was conceptualized, tama ba? Oo, around 2018. And then, parang we needed a movie with Katryn, and it was supposed to be another, wala pang man, wala pang boy. Basta sabi na, parang they were thinking of, why don't we make a new OFW story? Since the last one we remembered was Milan, Dubai, Anak, and it had been years at that time. So sabi na, and then they said, we had a research. Parang it was very insightful. So pinapunta kami ni Carmi sa Hong Kong. We talked to the young ones, the young OFWs then, and then we realized, ay grabe, iba na. Iba na ang OFWs at the time sa Hong Kong, no? Kasi usually talaga, ang mga Pinoy, I'm sure the medyo matagal na dito can relate that lahat talaga padala sa Pinas, parang konting-konti lang tinitira for oneself. Tatrabaho dito, lahat punta sa Pinas, lahat. When we researched at the time, we realized, no, iba na ang OFWs, niisip na nila yung sarili nila. They leave something for themselves, and it was a great, parang, it's not a revelation, but it was, may ganun kami ni Carmi, parang, iba na, kasi yung ibang DH, sumali sa Mountaineering Club, nagpo-photography, sumasali na feature sa, anong magazine yun? Basta yung mga photography, it was amazing. Amazing to see na, yes, they helped, but they also left something for themselves.
That's true. It all came from the research of ABS-CBN research department. They cascaded, because the research department of our company, ABS-CBN, they hold regular interviews with our fellow Filipinos in different parts of the world. So their research, they talk to Filipinos in the Middle East, in North America, and for this one specifically in Hong Kong. You notice there was a film that they were watching in the end that's entitled Anak. That was a movie about a domestic helper also, a Filipino domestic helper, but that was shown more than 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, the Filipino domestic helpers are very, very different from the character of Joy. Because the domestic helpers 20 years ago, you wouldn't hear them talk about themselves. You wouldn't hear them talk about having dreams for themselves. They would always say, I'll do everything, I'm doing everything for my family, I'm doing everything for my daughter, for my brothers, for my sisters, but you will never hear them mention anything about dreaming for themselves. And when the research in 2018 happened, that was the very big difference. Suddenly we hear the Filipino domestic helpers talk about their own dreams, their own leaving time for themselves, and not just for the family.
It's not that it was bad, no? At the time, the OFWs were like that, and this is better. No, no, no. That's why in the film, wala naman tayong sinabi. We just wanted to tell the story of the OFWs now. Whether you agree with Joy or not, hindi yun yung point ng movie. Gusto lang namin ikwento. We just wanted to tell you the new story of the new OFWs now in Hong Kong.
Yeah, about a woman who's finding her own identity, building her own identity apart from others, apart from her family, from her responsibilities and obligations. So it's a movie about finding herself.
Yeah. Again, I love that. Yeah, I really love that message, especially yun nga, for women. Mahirap, right? Like, it's so hard for us to choose ourselves, even ngayon, even here in Canada. So I really appreciated that. I also really appreciated how you portrayed, you know, yung mga OFWs, this is overseas foreign workers, in Hong Kong, and the Sundays. I always hear about the Sundays, how that's the day off for the DH, and how, you know, they're all together and may sayawan, there's dancing, and you really showed kind of the human part of that. I wanted to ask you, what was it like to shoot in Hong Kong? What was it like to shoot those moments? Oh yeah.
As much as it was very hard, it was also very, ang tawag doon, nakakataba ng heart. Because there may be some who was antagonistic, but more were very helpful. More Filipinos were like, in fact, kasi talaga super sea of people po talaga in Hong Kong. And we really were wondering, kasi sikat na si Katryn at the time and Aldryn was also famous at that time. So we were like thinking, how can we do this peacefully? So what we did, I told them, let's go. Kinontak namin yung mga fans nilang dalawa.
The fans club.
The fans club.
The actors.
And then we asked for their help. So they were like our marshals at the time. And at the same time, talents. It was, everything you saw, most of them were non-actors. Nakikiusap ka lang, excuse me, acting lang tayo ngayon, kunwari yung gawa nyo lang everyday, mga ganyan. Do not look, do not look. Tapos totoong may dumarating na pulis, tapos tatahimigan sila. Tapos it was capturing what was just there. And I am happy that I had good actors who felt like, you know, they were part of them. And kami nung first Sunday namin doon, kasi research amazed how they find happiness in, you know, seeing each other. Sobra pong ingay, sobrang gulo, sobrang saya. Karaoke dito, karaoke dyan, happy birthday dito, happy birthday dyan. Amazing. And kung na-capture ko man po even just a portion of it at naintindihan nyo, sobrang happy na po ako because there was really so much going on. And it wasn't enough. That sequence, those sequences were not enough to show you how Filipinos are Oo, may konti nag-aaway, pero talagang para siyang parting malaki yung buong
Fiesta,
katawa.
every Sunday.
Fiesta, parang ganon. Happy.